Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. As you may know, quarter four is approaching, and so I thought I'd share my quarter four goals as updates to the rest of quarter three. Right now, I did make it through Tropical Storm Ophelia with rain and wind that was heavy, but thankfully it wasn't worse and I had power, so just as an update from my social media posts about that. But anyways, we are going to talk about quarter four goals and what I plan on doing for quarter four as a whole. So let's jump into it. So for quarter four, Spanish, Japanese, Hebrew, Ojibwe, Dene, also known as Navajo, Russian, German, Dutch, Italian, French, Korean, and possibly Swahili are going to be the goals for quarter four. Um, so let's start off with Spanish. I did pretty well. I went up to B1. I'm going to finish Pokemon Shield in Spanish. I'm going to finish my A1 to B1 book. Work on speaking throughout quarter four, not just via text, but pronunciation wise. I want to write journals more because I need to write journals like desperately in Spanish. Speak to people in Spanish. Speak to people in Spanish only who are native speakers. So, any of my friends who are native speakers, try to speak to them only in Spanish. Obviously, if there are words I don't know, obviously interject English words, but I want to try to get more familiar with Spanish as a whole. Japanese. I want to get back to B1 Japanese. Um, Work intensely on kanji 750 plus is where I want to be at kanji by the end of the year. Review grammar points as needed, especially at the A1, A2 level, just to make sure I'm clear on the grammar. I want to practice Japanese as a whole, like speaking or conversations, and watch anime in Japanese. Like, I want to specifically watch anime without English subtitles. So the next language is Hebrew. Read Hebrew at an A2 level. I didn't say completely be at an A2. I said read at an A2. Improve my writing. Listen to beginner stuff with no subtitles. Just spoken Hebrew. Approach A2 if possible. I said if possible. I don't think it's going to happen, but I decided to set that as a big goal for myself. And get 50% of the textbook done at the minimum, which I think I can do. I might be able to finish it, but we'll see. Next language is Ojibwe. I want to work on online resources. I have the Pimsleur course for Ojibwe, and I have a book for Ojibwe and memorize. I want to get to A2 if possible. I feel like that's going to be achievable for Ojibwe, but we'll see. For Dene, also known as Navajo, I want to try to finish Duolingo, use online resources, and understand the basics because I want to stop Dene at the end of November. Because in November, I'm going to do a challenge for Native American Heritage Month and focus on Ojibwe and Dene as a priority or active language during the time of November. And so now we're on to a new language, Russian. I want to read and write Cyrillic, understand basic grammar, audio immersion often. Watch YouTube with Russian or English subtitles, whichever works. Find a queer-friendly Russian tutor. And use apps like Duolingo, Memrise, etc. to learn Russian. Finish. So German, not finish. German. I want to finish 2 tiers in Duolingo. Finish A1 B1 book by Living Language. Work through a good amount of the grammar book. Utilize other resources. Get to A2. Like, I should hit A2 German by the end of the quarter. If I don't, I will be shook to the core. For Dutch, just 3 tiers of Dutch need to be finished. Work on Memrise. Find another online resource, because chances are I want to finish Teach Yourself either at the end of September or in November, because I'm taking a break in October with Dutch, so I can work on German. Italian, get the Teach Yourself book finished. Get to A2. Work on getting to Tier 3 in Duolingo. Start and play a video game in Italian, and I want to speak more Italian. I feel like A2 is reasonable. I feel like for German and Italian, that is legitimately achievable. For French, I want to review the basics, use Memrise, listen to podcasts, try Duolingo. I'm thinking about just going ahead and trying the Duolingo course again for French. Get to a better A2, if not B1 level in French. I used to be a B1, but I reevaluated how I was, and I labeled myself as an A2. I feel like I can get to B1 in French, so we'll see. For Korean, completed integrated Korean, I want to have completed the book and taken notes for the book. Start Teach Yourself Korean. Finish 800 core words and phrases series that I'm working through via Korean Pod 101. Work on grammar. Get to A2 and let it be solid. I've been really grinding with Korean, so I think getting to A2 is reasonable with the goals I'm setting for myself. I could potentially get to B1 by the end of quarter 3 next year, which is going to be amazing. So about this time next year, B1, which would be reasonable. Have convos in Korean spoken or text. And watch K-dramas and movies. Listen to Korean music, like Korean media in general. Could help me a lot. And I know K-dramas, like Korean music, in Korean movies have been like really, really popular lately in America. So utilizing what people enjoy a lot could help me learn the language and have a grasp of the language as a whole. And a possible contender here, and this is definitely going to be December if I do it, is Swahili. I put a question mark by it, but my goals for Swahili, if I do start Swahili, are to start Duolingo Swahili, find Swahili resources in podcasts. I feel like I could do the resources and podcasts one without learning anything, really, and not really counting it towards my studies. So I feel like I could at least get that one done in December. Start Teach Yourself Swahili. I do have a Swahili book, so I will be able to start that if I choose to. And I want to find grammar videos online for Swahili, because Swahili is a difficult language to find resources for, but like Kenya, Tanzania were kind of colonized by the British, so there might be English resources for Swahili. Um, so if you are a Swahili speaker or you know Swahili and you have access to online resources, I would encourage you to link some down below or email them to me. And I'll put my email address down below to contact me, or you can DM me on Instagram or send me a Threads post. I would greatly appreciate it because I really want to learn Swahili. I want to take a different approach with languages this quarter as far as blocking them. I want to make sure every language gets 2 days a week that month that I'm working on the language. And I want to have one day where I solely focus on dabble languages or a dabble language. Like, my only dabble language in October, for example, is Korean, because I had nowhere else to put Korean. So I want to designate at least one day a week where I solely work on Korean. And that's why I'm making big, ambitious goals with Korean. And there might be some days where I stack 4 languages, and Korean would fit in on those days. But I'm really excited for quarter 4. My ultimate goal for Russian is to get to B1, B2, nothing really higher than B2. Um, but I'm kind of familiar with Russian because I've self-studied it previously for a short period. Like, I dabbled with it basically. But anyways, I've also dabbled with Swahili, so I feel like I'm being in my comfort zone right now with languages I'm familiar with, except Dene, which is probably the only language I am not familiar with. All other languages in my roster I have dabbled with or have studied before, whether it was in school with French and Japanese, or self-studied with like Spanish, Dutch, German, Italian, Korean, etc. So this is going to be really, really, really fun this quarter. October and November are going to be more active, and December is going to be less active because I have so much stuff going on. Plus, my birthday and Hanukkah and Christmas are in December. So, it's just going to be really busy. Um, but the good thing is that I have a lot of plans for October, um, in November, and I might do some challenges in November, but I do want to do challenges in October. So we'll see how everything goes, and I'm excited for quarter 4. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. I hope you have a great rest of your day, have a great time zone, and I'll see y'all soon. Goodbye, everybody.